Okay. Check. Let's see here. While we wait. Oh, yeah, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Alright, let's see what we got here. Okay, so it looks like we may be on and popping right now. Okay, so it looks like, yep, I can hear it. Perfect. We may be on and popping right now. Okay, so it looks like, yep, I can hear it. Perfect. And now we're in fucking echo mode. All right, let me do some adjusting here to stuff on the vidya, including but not limiting. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get into this. On the vidya. See if I remember how to do this. The answer is no, I don't. Alright, so let me do some chatter here first. Party people in the place to be. What's going on? It's me. It's me. If you are watching this right now, terrific. Let's see. I need to see if I can adjust this. See if I remember how to adjust this. Hold on. YouTube Studio. That's probably how to do it. It's been a long time since I've done this. Okay. Videos. Live. There we go. Yeah, that's me right now. Okay. Yeah, let's edit this. Let us change the thumbnail. If I can. I can't. Hold on. Let's do this. So, party people, I figured first off, grab some more people and bring them into the chat. This is where, see, this is why, now I get it. Now I get why people put this stupid countdown clock on when they're doing these streams, and it's like 15 minutes, and it's like, I'm gonna come. I usually just come back in 15 minutes. I see it's been a while since I've actually done this, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this in real time. Let's see. Playlist, sure. Add this to the wrestling playlist. Looks about right. Thumbnail. There we go. Let's edit this thumbnail. Change that shit to this shit. Bam. And look at that. I already demonetized myself because it said the word shit. Well, fuck. Alright. For those of you that are unaware, let's see. Users can review. Comments and ratings, sort by newest, allow all comments, and save. That looks better. Alright. For those of you, let's see if I can grab this back up. There we go, so I can see what's going on in real time. Now, for those of you that may be new to what's going on, this is your boy Surreal469. It has been a long time. I have been hella busy with life, and this is your boy trying to not fucking get swallowed up by said life. And it is, I have been swimming upstream this entire fucking time. But so has everybody else, apparently, with this new stay-at-home challenge that everybody's doing. And I'm trying to get this thing to where it is, like, centering on me. but I didn't want to get that in the background. But fuck it. Yeah, I'm trying to, what's going on, Jason Oliver? I'm trying not to lose my mind, as everybody else is trying not to lose their minds. Hey Dee Dee, I have not been staying home. We're going to talk about this very shortly because it goes into the stream that you're watching right now. First off, if you have WWE Network, you might want to pull up No Way Out 1998 and do it with the quickness because that's what we're going to be watching. I have not been staying at home because, believe it or not, Lyft and Uber drivers are, I guess you would consider. I'm trying to be back. Thank you, Jason. Tell your friends to come along right now. We could be considered essential employees in the days of. Right. So, in honor of, we're going to be drinking while we're watching the very thing that, damn, only 4 people so far, we're going to be watching the very thing, the event that is named after what everybody else is experiencing right now. No Way Out, 1998, the very first one that WWE ever did, which in my opinion is a classic pay-per-view. Now, if I have my druthers, and I'm going to try to have my druthers, no bubble, bro. I don't know what that means, but yes, hashtag no bubble, bro. I am, if I have my druthers, we're going to be watching all the No Way Outs. We're going to be streaming all the No Way Outs, not in one day. That's just insanity. And I'm, believe it or not, going to get up and go to work tomorrow, driving people to and from the grocery store. But we're going to try to do it, one of them every single day until we run out of them and or I get my 1,000 subscribers and 400 hours of whatever the fuck so I can maybe get some, some benefits, some money and stuff. Because this may have to be my job for the next few months because, believe it or not, Lyft and Uber drivers are not making the money that we should be making in this time of panic because people are actually staying at home, which is yay for the curve, but shitty for me because I'm making about 1/3 of what I normally would make and need to make doing that. Not to bore you with the details, but I've started to, yes, I know, I'm no bubbly. I meant no bubbly right now. I should get some bubbly. I think the bubbly is like on sale right now. Like of all the stuff that's still on the shelves, I'm surprised at how much alcohol is still on the shelves. I mean, I guess it's a good thing. Alcohol, they say, is supposed to suppress your immune system. But whatever, bro. Yeah, so because I'm not making as much money what I normally do, and essentially the cutoff for making any kind of money is about this time, 7:30, even 6:30 some nights. I've done what a lot of the plebeians have done in applying for different things that would bring other income in, but I may have to be home more often, so now I have more time on my hands, and I've cleared out all my porn tabs on my on my other browser, so here we are. For those of you that don't remember, 2 Drink Minimum is, this is 0469, started as 2 Drink Minimum, where we just sit around and drink and talk about shit. All sorts of different things. I'm going to try to see what I can do about finishing up some old videos and stuff now that I got some more time on my hands. Not doing the karaoke thing right now because all the bars are closed, except for the home bar. I don't even really drink beer, but I'll drink a Corona. I'll actually drink Dos Equis. I like Dos Equis. I like Clown Shoes first, Dos Equis Lager second, and then I'll go with this, and it just happens to fit the motif. So, without further ado, I'm going to try to bring in some more ado while more and more folks come into the chat, come into the stream, hopefully, and log on to your WWE subscriptions. Now, this video obviously will be staying on the channel as long as it needs to stay on the channel, so if you want to go back and you want to watch along, go ahead and watch along. Actually, one of the things that inspired me to do this was CM Punk was talking about Adventures in Babysitting yesterday on his Twitter, and I commented both as just myself and on behalf of the new podcast that I'm doing with my homeboy Trey, 1989 TRE, which is called How Do We Even Get Here? It's on Spotify, it's on Podbean. We're going to try to get it on YouTube soon. I think we did. He put it on his, but we're going to try to get its own channel. It's got its own Twitter. It's got its own Facebook. It's got its own Patreon. Patreon.com/GetHerePod. Twitter at here_pod. Instagram and Facebook at Get Here Podcast. And that's pretty much all you need to know at this point. Add a little salt and limon to your beer. I don't have any limon. I had some when I bought the beer, and it's gone now because I use it in other shit. And I actually don't, believe it or not, I don't have salt in the house. It's weird. I don't have salt in the house. It's not a conscious decision. I just don't have any. Like, I didn't go to any takeout places that give you little salt packets. And I don't have any to buy. Like, I bought, like, the seasoning I use isn't salt, so I don't have any. Yeah. I'm going to have to go raw. On this one, Dee. All right. The event in question that we're talking about is No Way Out 1998. This was the very first No Way Out, one of the last in-your-houses that WWE ever did, because they started transitioning away from the in-your-house format. Oh, no, it's not. They started transitioning away from the in-your-house format in 99. So there's still another year and some change of in-your-houses left. But this is one of the first No Way Outs in the history. This is when we were going through that period where the calendar looked pretty similar for a number of years, and it was pretty good that way. I liked that a whole lot better than the system that they have now. And it's only the one pay-per-view stop in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, which they'd done a couple years before because WCW started doing it. Now that they don't have that restriction anymore, I think they really should stop. Yeah, No Way Out is February 98. This was the build to WrestleMania 14, DX rated. We're heading into a WrestleMania where the main event is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels. Stone Cold having just won the Royal Rumble after having a bounty on his head. Is the most marked man in Royal Rumble history. I don't think he had like an actual dollar amount on his head. That would be Royal Rumble 99. Royal Rumble 98, he walks in just after stunning just the entire roster. He just goes on a rampage, pissing everybody in the Rumble off. And they all decide that he's the marked man. But he ends up winning anyway. DX is starting to try to coalesce around Shawn Michaels, who at this point got hurt courtesy of the casket match with The Undertaker, which was actually a really good match. And I would suggest going back and watching. Not only that match, but that entire Rumble 98 was actually a pretty good show, top to bottom. And there are a lot of other really good hidden gems in this pay-per-view, which I haven't seen in a long time. And I wonder how good I'm going to remember them, or how well they look, being watched back by me at this point. One of them is, believe it or not, a Bradshaw match. And if you know me at all, I don't talk very highly of Bradshaw, particularly JBL. I don't talk very highly of JBL. This is Bradshaw. This is pre-Acolyte Bradshaw. This is Blackjack Bradshaw still against Jeff Jarrett. And if I remember this match, that match was the sleeper match of the pay-per-view. But we're going to get started. And actually, the whole pay-per-view had some really, really good fucking matches on it. So we're going to get started watching that. Let's do this here. Let's not do that here. Let's do this. Fuck. We're going to put... I'll be right back. I need some fucking coasters. Don't go anywheres. Don't go anywheres. Here we go. All right. So, if you are all strapped in and you are ready to go, and even if you're not, I am. So here we go. No Way Out, 1998. It reset itself. Thanks, WWE Network. By the way, the WWE Network feed that I'm using is courtesy of my homeboy Trey. Thanks, Trey. The way the watch-alongs go along. You have to press start on your thing when I say press start on my thing, so they're watching at the same time. No, I will not be showing you the pay-per-view on the camera or any other device here. I will not be playing the volume so loud that you can hear it. Why? Because WWE trademark copyright strikes fucking everything. Fucking everything. Fucking everything. So, to try to prevent that shit from happening, you'll be seeing my beautiful face unless you turn to your television and press play on your WWE Network subscription now. Alright, let's clear some, are you and Brian Zane cool, bro? No. We're going to see Mike Tyson probably. I don't think Mike is on the page. Stuttered a little bit. This feed stutters a little bit, so hopefully we'll be relatively in sync. I think Mike wasn't on this pay-per-view. I think he only showed up for the Rumble and Mania. But this was a really good pay-per-view, in my opinion. The main event was scheduled to be the good guy, the face, the top faces in the top 3 marquee matches, 3 of the 4 top key marquee matches, because versus the top heels in 3 of the 4 the marquee matches, the heavyweight match, the European match, and the tag team match. The other marquee match going into WrestleMania 14 is The Undertaker versus Kane, which is really the semi-main. But we don't get that match because Undertaker is quote-unquote in hiding after being burned alive in a casket at the end of Royal Rumble 98. And Kane is facing Vader in another sleeper match, in my opinion, on this card. If I remember correctly. I haven't seen this pay-per-view in a couple years, so I don't really know. That happens sometimes where you go back, and I've done this a couple times where it's like, oh, I remember this being really, really good, and I go back and I watch it, and it turns out to not be so good. But then sometimes I remember things exactly correctly. Like I just watched WrestleMania 15 today again, and it was exactly as good. The good parts were exactly as good. The bad parts were exactly as bad as I remember. Triple H and Kane was the same forgettable match. Undertaker and Bossman was the same terrible, terrible, terrible fucking match. The booking for the Intercontinental and Hardcore matches and Hardcore Tag Team Intercontinental matches were all fucked up. They were all perfectly laid out and fucked up in execution at the very end. And Austin versus Rock was actually better than I remember. It was actually better than I remember. So, let's see. So they've already talked about here on No Way Out that Shawn Michaels is not going to be in the main event. The main event was supposed to be Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie and Owen Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin versus the New Age Outlaws, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. Really, the prototype for DX. Shawn Michaels is fighting the remnants of his back from Royal Rumble / probably pain pill issues, whatever the fuck. He probably didn't show up in good enough condition to work or something. So or maybe he didn't even show up. So he's not there. He ends up getting replaced by Savio Vega. The background of that is that Savio Vega and the Boricuas actually did most of DX's dirty work at that time. At that point, DX was just Shawn, Chyna, and Hunter. Rick Rude had already left for WCW after the Montreal Screwjob, and the Outlaws weren't official members. they, did the LOD thing where they kind of beat them up with DX that one time, and got the pep talk from them after they dumped Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack off the stage in the dumpster. They got that at this point, but they weren't official members. They were just kind of side characters. Los Ricos weren't official members either. They just did the dirty work for DX. So whenever DX needs, so there were a couple times where Los Ricos like jumped Austin, right? They didn't care one way or the other about Austin. They were the hired thugs by DX to do their dirty work for DX. And so Savio Vega comes in and gets his, I believe, first and only pay-per-view main event in his entire tenure there. Nope, wrong. King of the Ring 95. Nope, that wasn't the main event. That wasn't the main event. The main event was the tag team match. So he gets his one and only WWE main event in his entire tenure there in this match. Let's see. The first match we're going to see here appears to be Mark Mero with Sable versus Goldust and Luna. My thoughts on AEW. Shit, there's a lot to talk about with AEW. I haven't seen any of their empty arena stuff that they've done since my thoughts on AEW from what I have seen is basically the same thoughts that Jim Cornette has on him. And no, not because, oh, you're a Jim Cornette mark. No, because I actually agree with most of what he says about AEW. MJF is great. Cody, for the most part, is great. He's got his moments where he slips back into the kind of subpar area where he was in WWE. But for the most part, his segments on the show are the best segments on the show, his or MJF's or Jericho's. They're the leaders of that entire show. Which is what it is. It is what it is as of right now. I think the other member... Oh, it looks like it's a tag team match. So Mark Mero and Goldust going to face the Headbangers. I think from what I understand of what goes on backstage, and I'm not there, I don't even really talk to any of the people that are there. There's a lot of cooks in the booking kitchen, and there kind of needs to be fewer of them to get a guided kind of focus for the show. And just the women's division is the worst. AEW's women's division is garbage. It's especially when you put that against NXT's and even the main rosters of WWE's. It doesn't need to be, but it is. The way it's booked, and the matches that they have are a damn shame because they could be better, probably. And it is not good. It is not good at all. But obviously, there's some potential there. They cater to the crowd that likes them, and that's fine to a point. At a certain point, and really, we're probably on that bubble right now because you're going to have people that are, once this whole thing is over, you're going to have people that want to show up to the shows, want to watch more shows, especially now that they're trying to, they're stuck inside and watching more shows. You're going to want to grow your audience. And until they get some kind of focus in on what kind of narrative they're actually doing, they're not going to grow their audience. And that's a shame because they should and they could. They just need to start doing it. Let's see. Do you watch MLW? I don't. And I should. I would like, if I come back to doing this more full time, I would like to keep my focus more away from WWE because everybody focuses on WWE. And I actually kind of like to focus away from AEW because a lot of people are focusing on AEW. I would like to focus on something else that might catch my attention that I might like more. I would like to not get on here and be pissed off every time. I like to not have it be a fucking chore to watch wrestling, which if you're watching Raw or SmackDown, Whew, it's a fucking chore. Let's see. NWA Power. I've seen some of it. I know some of the guys that are on it, including Eli Drake. I like the guys that are on it. I think some of what they do is really good. I think they also have room to grow. I think they have to. I think NWA has the issue that they have to get away from the old stink of the NWA, and the NWA's had a stink on its name since 1993. If we're being honest, it's a hard thing to do for them to try to really kind of resurrect that company or that organization when. And I was a manager at NWA at one of the NWA affiliates here in SoCal, and like the legacy, the stuff they talk about when it comes to legacy and stuff is all pre-93. Like it's kind of like it goes up to Flair Steamboat or Flair Sting, right, and then it stops. And there's this period that most people don't really talk about because a lot of people don't really know about it, or like. They just weren't drawing the people. They kind of became this dead thing. And actually, in No Way Out '98, there's an NWA contingent that's going to be here. They have to, and it's funny because it's been that long, and you would think that, but wrestling fans have a long memory, even if they just started watching. So they have to outgrow that old NWA name and develop it into a new NWA for them. Doing a studio show may not be the best way of doing that, but it's working for them right now and good for them. Nice. By the way, if you're actually watching the pay-per-view, Mark Merrill just broke up a 3 count after Thrasher front suplexed Mosh off the top rope onto Goldust. It's a really good match. Let me guess, you don't like Orange Cassidy. Not entirely. I saw the stuff with him and Pac. That's supposed to be him coming out of the shell and him really fighting and him, busting ass and all this other stuff once he broke that shell. Okay, I get it. Like, I saw it, and that's the gimmick. That's fine. I mean, it's realistically not anything more than a mid-card gimmick. Like, it's like the problem with a comedy gimmick of any kind, whether it's good comedy, bad comedy, whatever, is that it oftentimes is just one-dimensional. And the best anything, as far as wrestling is concerned, is multi-dimensional. Savage wasn't just angry. He was sometimes funny. We're talking about comedy. Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was comedy wrestling. Kurt Angle could do comedy. But Kurt Angle could also be serious and kick fucking ass. And, you believed him when he, took those fucking straps down. And you even somehow believed him when he poured milk all over people, as tired as that was after Austin did it a couple years earlier. So the Orange Cassidy thing needs to, I think, it would be better served if it develops another dimension to it. And even Joey Ryan, the king of dick flip wrestling comedy, who I also know, apparently has recently kind of put a right to censor spin on his gimmick in Impact. I haven't seen it, but it's another dimension he's adding to it. So I honestly can't, hate entirely on it until I see it. It will probably result in him coming back around to it, but it's another layer he's adding to it, which is a smarter way for that character to last longer. In the meantime, the in-between time, there's a wrestling match going on, and oh shit, fucking Thrasher's busted. I think Luna busted him. This is the first match, and Thrasher's busted. If you're watching along at home, Thrasher now in a front face lock, courtesy of Marvelous Mark Merrill. Going for a suplex. No, just dropped him gut first on that top rope. Now he's dragging him back to his other corner with Goldust. The artist formerly known as Goldust. This is the artist formerly known as Goldust phase. He wouldn't return to Goldust for another 8 months. We get to October of '98. In a pretty decent match with Val Venus. Any other questions? Come on and ask me too. Let's see here. This is very Mark Merrow, push Mark Merrow. This was, I don't think Mark had gotten powerbombed by Sable yet. So this is technically push Mark Merrow, but he's pushed as a chauvinist. And he's in the boxer gimmick, so he's not flying anymore. He's taking the old school mentality of, you know, high flying is for faces. I'm not a face anymore, so I'm going to be more land-based. And or he may have just been really just the toll that it took on his body because he was out for a while. He might have just decided to change his style up and stay on ground. Although he does have a heavily braced leg there. He still does the Marvelosity from time to time and a moonsault, but that's it. Like, he doesn't really do the Hurricanranas anymore. He doesn't really do any flying planches or anything. He's more ground-based at this point. What's your Instagram, bro? Surreal469. I am Surreal469 on everything. Branding. SURREAL 469. Thank you, Didi. Yes. Surreal469 on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, black.com, whatever the fuck. Like, it's all the same. Because fucking branding works. Or it should work. Meh, I'm not rich yet. I can't wait to get 1,000 subscribers so I can get fucking super chats. Big uppercut by Mark Merrow, who was just a bloody mess. Because Thrasher must have fucking nicked a vein when he let Luna open him up. Wow, the makeup that Goldust has on right now makes him look exactly like Stardust. That's so fucking creepy. It makes him look exactly like Stardust. That's amazing. By the way, this is the first match of the night. We've already got blood. I don't think we get blood the rest of the night. Even in the hardcore match, which is the main event. You like the whole effort show? Of course I like the whole effort show. Rob Van Dam, fucking legend. Fucking legendary. I haven't seen a lot of his newer stuff. I love the fact that he's bringing polyamory into the fucking wrestling mainstream. Mind you, this is a mainstream that for the most part can't get one girl to look at him twice, but, you know. Hey. Hey, let's pretend that there's 2 or 3 that we could have draped on our arms and they all be happy with us and each other. I love that. His gimmick was really 10 years too soon. He never should have fucking lost that title when he got caught with the weed. Vince fucked up. If Vince was smarter, Vince would have worked that into his gimmick, just made it fucking official. It's been like, you got in trouble, or if he said anything about it at all. He got in trouble recently, did he? Yeah, I guess he did. Guess he did. Like, anybody died from fucking weed versus other pain pills and shit. Like let's be cool about this. Let's see. Do you wrestling game reviews? I want to. I've been thinking about. Oh, sit out powerbomb. That was terrible. That was terrible, Mark. I want to. Currently, I only have a PS3, which does not link to Twitch. I would need to get either a capture card or just fucking buy a PS4, which might be somewhere around the same. So I might fucking do that. And actually, I've been thinking about doing that. before finances got hella fucking weird and tight all over the world. But I kind of do. I played the glitchy version of 2K20. Fucking Trapzilla has it. And it is kind of fun to do that. I would love to sit here and do the fucking wrestling game shit. I would have to get a capture card for some of the other games I have. Like, I have fucking No Mercy. I have Day of Reckoning. I've got WrestleMania, the arcade game. I've got Raw is War for fucking Sega Genesis. Like, I've got other games. I would need a capture card for those. But yeah, I want to. I would just need to, we would just need to not be in a state of depression where, the motherfuckers working for 10 hours and making $30 driving people for the entire day. Hot tag now in from Mosh. Nice! High flapjack on Goldust. Can we talk for a second about how good a tag team fucking the Headbangers are or were? They were so poorly used because, and it's funny because they actually got lost in the Attitude Era, which is the era their team was kind of fucking designed for. They got lost in it because they blew the Marilyn Manson and wearing skirts load pretty quick. They didn't really adjust to the time. Like their gear and stuff stayed the same for most of their run. They got lost in the shuffle. They were really fucking good, particularly Mosh. Mosh ends up joining another highly underrated team with D'Lo Brown as Lowdown. They had some really fucking good matches too. It's a shame they got lost in the mix, and it's a fucking shame. It's a fucking shame. Meanwhile, here comes Sable back out, trying to scrap with Luna, and Thrasher switched himself in for Mosh, which Mosh wasn't busted wide open. Like, how's this gonna work? How's this gonna work? Thrasher wasn't... And that tag team loss will help justify the mixed tag match between Mero and Sable versus Goldust and Luna at WrestleMania, in which Luna has to work her fucking ass off to make Sable look like she is competent at all, which she, talented as Luna is, she can only do so much. Meanwhile, fucking the Headbangers are mixed in the fucking tag team battle royal and fucking lose hella quick, and it's a goddamn shame because they were wasted yet again. They wouldn't touch tag team gold really until October of that year, where they get in a feud with the Outlaws into the Survivor Series that year. I think they end up winning that triple threat tag team match too. Let's see. You should review WrestleMania X7 in the near future. I should, shouldn't I? That is highly regarded as one of the best WrestleManias of all time, and I've never seen the whole thing. I've seen matches from it. I've never seen the whole thing. I've seen the Austin Rock match. I've seen Taker Hunter. I've seen the Matt Hardy match, weirdly enough, but I've never seen the whole thing. I should watch that. You're right. Good call, Jason. Do you know anyone on WWE's main roster? Like, personally? Yes, Candice LeRae. Yes. Worked a few shows with Candice LeRae. She's super fucking nice. Super. Like that, that's not a gimmick. Like, that is, like, Candice LeRae, that smile is literally always on her fucking face. And it would be annoying if she weren't so goddamn adorable. Trapzilla and I drove Cesaro to the airport once. Fucking Chris Hero, met him a couple times. He's a complete dick. Complete and total asshole. I fucking hate Chris Hero. Or Cassius Ohno. Roddy's cool. Met him once or twice. Worked a show that Shelton Benjamin was on. And is Brian Kendrick still there? Brian Kendrick. Worked a show that Shelton Benjamin was on. Didn't really talk to him, but, Brian Kendrick, super nice. He guest taught a few classes that I was in. Hella great. Fuck the teacher. I wish he wasn't teaching where he ended up teaching. I wish he was teaching somewhere else, but it's fine. Oh, look at that European Championship on Owen's shoulder. That shit looks fantastic. That looks fantastic. That looks so good. That looks so good. That's such a good looking belt, especially on Owen. That's such a good looking belt. That's such a good looking belt. That's it. I think that's all I know or met or have worked shows that other people were on with me. That's it. That I can think of. It's probably not true, but those are all I can think of. I know more people on AEW's roster. And Impact's, ironically enough. Here comes Sonny. Fresh out the joint. Here comes Sonny. Fresh out the pen. God. Sonny was smoking hot back in '98. No wonder Shawn Michaels was ready to fucking risk it all for her. God damn. God damn. And Vince, you mean to tell me you couldn't do anything with that in 1998? You mean to look at that hot pink fucking onesie she's got? Oh my God. You mean to tell me, Vince, you couldn't do something with her other than fucking ring announcer? What the fuck? Like, they put her with LOD, but that was such a terrible fucking teaming. That was such a bad teaming. Like, why not put her with DX? Why not actually have her be Shawn's fucking girl toy on the road? And then cause a breakup or something. Like, I'd rather see her in Pretty Mean Sisters than fucking Terry Runnels. Or with Terry Runnels. I'd rather see Sonny than fucking Sable. Fucking Sable was such a waste. Some fucking plastic. God damn it. Oh, Vince. Oh, Vince. What a fucking waste. Sonny was smoking hot. Sonny was fucking... God damn it, she was hot as a pistol. Alright. Let's see. What's your 10 favorite titles? Hold your horses. That's a video I haven't completed yet, but I'm in the middle of working on. Brawl for All is going to be on Vice documentary. You should know, or you know Cornette is going to go after Russo. He should, because that was a terrible fucking idea. Ooh, WrestleMania 15. Like I told you, I just finished watching it. And ooh, oh, what they did to Bart Gunn was terrible. Oh, Bart didn't deserve that at all. Bart didn't deserve that at all. Now, Bart probably would have ended up being washed out in the system at some point just because it was so flush with so many fucking people. He probably would have been, you know, somewhere lower on the roster, flushed out at a certain point because he didn't really have charisma like that. But goddamn, 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 they did him dirty. They did him so dirty. Oh, they did him so dirty. Mother, and what did they expect to happen? Like, it's the stupidest shit in the world. You don't work. You don't fucking try to shoot a work. Like, you work. You work a work. Fucking so stupid. Fucking so stupid. Taka Michinoku versus La Panda. Is that La Panda out there? I didn't get the name. Now, this light heavyweight division is also kind of a waste. This light heavyweight division is also kind of a waste because the whole thing was based on Taka Michinoku versus Brian Christopher. And then at a certain point, Brian Christopher and Scott Taylor go off and do their tag team thing, and they're not light heavyweight tag team, they're just a tag team. And so that leaves Taka Michinoku with Kai and Tai, and then he joins Kai and Tai, and that leaves the light heavyweight division in a fucking shambles. They should have had 2 stories going at the same time, but they loaded it with Japanese and lucha wrestlers, and not a whole lot of American wrestlers, even though they had a couple that were in there. But even in doing that, they didn't develop really the stories for them. So it was a fucking waste. So it was like the light heavyweight division was all based around one thing, and when you do that, it shows just how shallow your division is. And their division was hella shallow. Like, it was really just, and anytime it wasn't a pay-per-view match, it was really just Taka Michinoku versus fucking S.A. Rios in a different mask. Or a different costume. Like, it was such a fucking waste. But anyway, Taka Michinoku now with the flying forearm in the corner of the panda, or whatever the fuck his name is. I'm sure that's not Tiger Mask. Maybe it is. It's Tiger Stripes. I'm gonna look this up. Flag over the top. Is that Pantera? Yeah, it's Pantera. Oh! That was a hell of a move. Pantera caught Taka Michinoku from the top, and now the tope through the top and middle rope, through the corners of the... So first off, Pantera comes off the top rope and gives kind of a front... Hold on, how do I describe this? So he gives kind of a fucking... So he like this, and he comes at him like this, and like Hurricane Rana's him with his shins, like, but facing the ground, off the apron, like not even in the ring, and then he topes through the corner on a Taka Michinoku. That's fucking ridiculous. Those were 2 of the most dangerous things I think I've ever seen, and they were all in the same match. Pearl River Plunge coming up. Oh! Pearl River Backbreaker. Double arm backbreaker, rather. And now the Camel Clutch. Titles have been won with that move. Heavyweight championships have been won with that move. Referee Mike Chioda right there. On the count. I like JR talking shit to King and Brian Christopher. But they needed to develop this light heavyweight division better, because they ran out of ideas hella fucking quick. And I think after Scott Putski turned out to not be what they wanted, they really ran out of ideas, because it was really supposed to be him and Brian Christopher was supposed to be the first rivalry, but turns out Scott Putski wasn't what they wanted, wasn't the prospect they thought he would be. Surfboard coming up by Pantera. First time I've seen this move was on a Superstars. The 1-2-3 Kid won a match with it. He put a guy in the move and he won a match with it. And Macho Man pointed out that 1-2-3 Kid almost lost because his shoulders were down. Since then, I was doing surfboards to my Hulk Hogan wrestling buddy every night. Oh, now he's got the foot right in the back, right in the spine of Taka Michinoku. Both of them now, all the way up. Oh my gosh. That is painful. Oh, that looks painful. And both his shoulders are not down, Chioda. Watch that. His shoulders weren't down. He had that move on, right? His shoulders weren't down. Come on, Chioda. You guys are on the same team. You're both wearing the zebra stripes. Front drop kick. Nicely executed, but Taka doesn't go down, no-selling bastard. Kick to the midsection. East to west, or west to east now. One more time with the flying forearm. Nope, flies over. No! Oh! 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 Do you remember when Taka Michinoku got eliminated from the Royal Rumble, even though he wasn't really in it? and ended up ended up splatting on the mat. That's what we just saw here again. And then Pantera comes out and gives a swanton headbutt to the small of his back, even though he can't really see where Taka is until he's flying through the ropes. That's fucking professionalism right there. Nice elbow right to the middle of the back. This Pantera is fucking impressive. Pantera's looking for a job. I'm not mad at him. Pantera's looking for a job. Pantera is looking for a job. Over the top rope. Headbutt swanton. Right on, and he nailed it perfectly. Right on the small of Taka's back. Oh my gosh. Pantera's looking for a job. Fucking Vince McMahon should have signed this motherfucker. Look at him. He's got a little surfboard on him now. He's got the legs almost STO'd. He's got one of the arms. Going for an Indian deathlock here. Oh, when he reaches around, grabs Taka's arms. Oh, he's doing the reverse pendulum. He's gonna get the. Oh no, he got him in the pin. Got him in the pin. Legs grapevine. And Taka Michinoku somehow kicks out of that. And I don't know how the hell he got out of that pinning combination, but he did. Pantera now looking for the backbreaker, and he nails it on the upper rib cage area of Taka Michinoku, who is taking a pounding. Looks like we're going to get another one. Oh, that's just a solid elbow right to the spine. And Pantera can speak English because he just said one more. Vince should have signed this motherfucker. Tour of the Island's backbreaker doesn't quite hit. But he gets enough of it because he's done enough damage to Taka Michinoku that pretty much anything to that spine rib area is going to make Taka think twice. Taka's now on the apron, slaps Pantera right in the face. Going to try to climb up to the top rope. He gets cut off. Pantera up there to meet him now. Oh, looks like a Hurricane Rana. Both men are standing up on the top rope and a Hurricane Rana. And Pantera, Brian Christopher, you're right. Pantera just kind of swaggering over Taka Michinoku. Playing with this prey now. Just slams him and then stands over him. That's a pin. Except Pantera steps off of him for some reason. Pantera moonsault. Beautifully executed. Doesn't hook a leg. And Taka somehow kicks out. Pantera is putting on a fucking clinic on top. Pantera should have ended this match a long time ago. Another moonsault. Misses. Taka slides underneath there. Climb up to the top rope. Knee right to the back of Pantera's head. And now, after all that, Taka Michinoku just does a knee and the Michinoku driver and is fucking going to win this shit? That's terrible. Oh, come on. Nope, he's not. Inside cradle by Pantera. 1, 2, and a kick out. By his straw. 1, 2, and oh, a kick out of 2. The 2 3/4. 2 3.5 quarters. Hurricane, oh! Went for a Hurricane Rana into a powerbomb by Taka, 2 and a kick out. Oh! Missile dropkick right to the back of Pantera's head. Now I'll believe a Michinoku driver. Yep. Now I'll believe it. Thanks for coming. Now I'll believe it. Missile dropkick right to the base of your skull. I'll believe it. Now I'll believe it. Now I'll believe it. That was a hell of a match. By the way, Sonny just told us it's cold in that arena without saying a word. Let's see. WWE needs to bring back the WWE European Championships for the main roster or NXT UK. No, they don't. Unfortunately. WWE has way too many belts as it is. Way too many belts. I don't like the brand split. There are way too many hours that they fill with way too much bullshit for them to even need to brand split. They need to consolidate the brands, get rid of the U.S. title. I've never been a fan of it. I guess keep the other ones. It's fine. Except for the women's tag team championships. They don't have the roster. They don't have a deep enough roster for women's tag team championships. They've only got two. This goes back to the same problem as the light heavyweight division. They don't have enough teams. They end up forcing women together, and it doesn't fucking make sense unless you're watching Pornhub to force women together like that. It's a waste. They don't need those. Consolidate the tag team belts. Bring back gold ones instead of those stupid nickel ones. Oh, flying plancha from Taka onto Christopher and Lawler. Yeah, no, they don't. No, they don't. You should also do your top 10 least favorite titles too. I don't know if I have 10. I don't know if I have 10. I'll fucking rattle off some of my least favorite right now. I hate the versions of the tag team belts that are out right now. I hate those with a fucking passion. Yeah, those are awful looking. I hate those with a passion. The WWE ECW belt looks like shit. The butterfly belt was atrocious. That's all I can really think of right now that I absolutely fucking hated. I think I end up because the best belts video I did with Trapzilla a while back, and I think I end up disagreeing with his vehemently, or one or two of his vehemently that I'm probably fucking forgetting. But I hate those belts, and honestly, I hate the NWA North American Championship. That shit looks atrocious. And as much as I love Willie Mack, even he couldn't make that shit look good. That shit looks terrible. That shit looks awful. And so does the WWE North American the NXT North American Championship. The cut of the leather is fucking awful. It's fucking awful. Is that 10? I don't even think that's 10. And I can't think of any more offhand. I have to look. But I can't think of any more offhand. Yakuza 6 video game has a lot of New Japan wrestlers. I'll have to check that out. You know what I want to play? I want to play the Fire Pro shit, where you can customize and do all that other shit. I want to play that. Probably more than 2K. Tell you what, if I do end up getting a PS4, which I imagine I would, because PS5 is going to be way too expensive and won't be worth fucking playing until they fix whatever bugs they don't fix for the release, because they always have bugs on the first release. So by the time that's going to be at least another year after PS5 comes out. So PS4 will still be viable, and Twitch probably won't remove that from their system yet. But the PS4, I'll probably just end up getting 2K20, bugs and all, and playing that for a while. Like, I probably won't get like 2K21 or 22 unless they fix the bugs. Because there's really not much of a difference in the 2K games outside of like the rosters. And even then, you're looking at minor changes. Except every year they kind of switch back from focusing on making the audience better or making the wrestlers better. When they make the audience better, the wrestlers look like shit. When they make the wrestlers better, the audience looks like shit. I would much rather the audience look like shit, because I'm watching the fucking wrestlers. I'm not paying attention to the goddamn audience. I don't need them to look fan-fucking-tastic. I need the wrestlers to look fan-fucking-tastic. And I need the gameplay I need them to stop fucking with the mechanics of the gameplay unless they're taking it all the way back to the beginning, where the mechanics were much better than they are now. Because the submission and the ladder match rules fucking suck. You know what? We're about to watch another kind of hidden gem match. Believe it or not. The Quebecers of 98, I think, are facing the Godwins. Now, these are the Quebecers of 98. So, there's Jacques and Pierre. Pierre's already lost his eye. Pierre lost his eye in 95 versus the Godwins. Both heel teams, by the way. This is one of the rare heel versus heel matches that doesn't suck. And this is a Godwins match that I seem to remember actually being pretty good. The Godwins were fine. they had some of their moments. Sometimes they were just kind of there. I actually really kind of was interested in seeing them as Southern Justice. I think it was Henry that ended up getting injured. I really would have liked to have seen them as Southern Justice more than they were, especially with Jeff. It's kind of a shame that they just kind of phased out because that was an interesting gimmick. It eventually became the APA, really, but I would have liked to seen what they could have done with it. But those tag teams ended up being the last time Mideon was any fucking good. Mideon is one of these guys that is better as a tag team wrestler because when he's a singles wrestler, you see his flaws a lot more. So it just worked more it just worked better for him to be a part of the team, especially with Henry. And they might get worse with 2K making, again, NFL games. I would hope not, because I think the NFL has higher standards. Actually, from what I hear, and it's funny because I actually just did a podcast with my homeboy Trey where he was talking about the 2K games for the NFL were garbage. I think the NFL have higher standards, but maybe not. But maybe not. Yeah, both these teams have been tag team champions at one point together. Jacques, he wasn't tag team champions with Raymond. He was not. Not with Raymond, he wasn't. Long-time team, but they weren't WWE tag team champs. Still able to do a kip-up at that age and a drop kick right to the face of Phineas. Kick right to the midsection. Goes underneath. High slam. And he keeps control of that wrist. That's body-on-body contact the entire way. So he got punched away. And here comes Henry with just a big old tackle. He runs and gets a clothesline to the back from Pierre. And here comes Pierre going in on the hog farmer from Bitters, Arkansas. Reaches that left arm. He's going to work now on it. It's going to be hard to lock on the slop drop when your arm doesn't work. And the Quebecers know that. Nice reversal. Huge arm wrench. And Henry now content to ripping that arm off and beating Pierre over the head with it. Reversal now into a hammerlock by Pierre. Reversal again by Henry, doing a little chain wrestling there. Catches an elbow for trouble. Another arm ringer. Reverse again by Henry. And now Henry's in control of Pierre here. One of these kids is going to have to make an adjustment here. Pierre is doing the rolling. Rolls away from the hold. Comes in and just kicks Henry right in the midsection. Goes right back to the arm and catches a handful of hair for his trouble. And right back to the arm. Into an arm bar goes Henry. Shawn Michaels, the 8th person, or Savio Vega. I already told you, JR. The 8th person is going to be Savio Vega. And it's a non-sanctioned match, too. I mean, it's just going to be a hardcore match. But how they figure out these hardcore rules is just going to be... It's going to kind of come apart if you think too hard about it. But we won't think about that yet. Kicks right to the midsection by the Quebecers now on Henry. Oh, Henry catches both feet. Double clothesline. Minor pop from the crowd, which is a problem that you have in these heel-on-heel confrontations. Tag now to Phineas. Kick right to the midsection. From the former Mountie. Catches a reverse armbar into a falling arm breaker. Into a hammerlock. There's that skin-on-skin contact that we talk about in professional wrestling. Coming from Phineas Godwin, of all people. Reigns headbutts down on the shoulder of Jacques. And a knee right to that elbow. Focusing entirely on that arm of the Quebecers there. And a shoulder breaker that wasn't forceful, but it was accurate, and that's kind of what Phineas Godwin was looking for. When you've got a limited wrestling vocabulary, you're looking more for accuracy than velocity. Velocity oftentimes will make you miss moves, or worse yet, hurt yourself in trying to execute them, and they're going right back to this very rudimentary strategy of going to the arm barring Jacques Rougeau. Irish whip now, east to west. Oh, goes for a Luthez press to Jacques. Gets caught midway, and just a spine buster right in the middle of the ring by Phineas Godwin. Leg drop. Grabs the arm, holds him down for a pin, and gets a 2 count out of it. He put a lot of his upper body strength on that left arm to make him force a lot more energy in getting that out, making him use that particular arm that they've been working on to kick out. That's, again, another good strategy. Now the Godwin's just clubbing Pierre now. Or Jacques, rather. Pierre's still on the outside. Here we go now, east to west, Irish whip by Henry Godwin. Lowers the head too soon and gets a kick right in the face for his trouble. And now Jacques needs a tag. Jacques needs a tag, and Henry needs to stop him. And Henry's right there on that ankle, right there to stop him. Grapevines the leg to keep him from the tag. Frequent tags, nice continuity here from the former tag team champions from Bitters, Arkansas. And ironically enough, their first tag team reign was as a result of Phineas's love struckness on to poor Sonny. Keeping the referee preoccupied while they do some double team moves over in the corner. Snapmare's not going to get a pinfall here, but it is going to make Jacques expend more energy in kicking out from the 300-pound Phineas Godwin. Jacques still got some fight left in him, but every time he does, he gets another clubbing shot from the Godwins. Irish whip now south to north. Ducks the head. Does Phineas Godwin sunset flip, and he goes over. He goes over, but he only gets a 2 count. Does Jacques. And Phineas again, body on body, keeping that contact. He's got that ankle so that Jacques can't go anywhere for the tag. Knee drop, hook of the leg, only gets a 2 count to Henry Godwin. Rear chin lock here. Let's see. I may have spoken too soon when I said this was a hidden gem. It's a slower paced match, which actually makes sense coming off of the light heavyweight match. But again, heel on heel match on a pay-per-view. Oh, jawbreaker out of the sleeper. Jacques has been in there entirely too long. And it's Henry Godwin's body in between him and Pierre now. Jacques going for the pile driver, which used to be his finisher. Gets back body drop for his trouble. Again, body on body. That's good tag team. That really is good tag team wrestling, though. You hold on to your man, even if it's as little as putting your foot down on him. You hold on to him so he doesn't go anywhere during the tag. Oh, headbutt to the lower region. I guess the Quebecers are working this match as faces. It was below it, actually. Now Phineas now almost tying Jacques into the ropes, just hanging on there, just clubbing the hell out of him. They've gotten over the wrestling part. They're just gonna start hitting him now. Another tag. This time no body on body, but he was far away from the opposite corner now. Irish whip to the neutral corner. Phineas charges in, catches a boot for his trouble, back elbow, and now Jacques needs a tag. Jacques needs a tag, and he's still in the wrong part of town, while Phineas is in his right part. There it is. To no reaction. That's a shame. That's a shame. Here comes Pierre now. Irish whip now, south to north. Big clothesline. Big leg drop on Phineas. Another south to north Irish whip. Power slam! That's a big power slam, too. Pierre's close to 300 pounds and is the third biggest man in this match. Double team hot shot. Almost stun gun on that top rope. And Jacques comes back in. Going for a pile driver again. And he nails it this time. On Phineas right in the middle of the ring. Now he does the smart thing and drags Phineas to the opposite end. Looks like they're going to go for the cannonball, the Quebecer cannonball. The crowd does not care. That's a shame. That's a shame. But the Quebecers have won championships with this move. Cannonball! And he got all of it, too. But his back's to Henry. Big elbow breaks that up. Jacques didn't follow up and go after Henry there. Oh, but he's going up to the top? Jacques, stop this. Stop this! Oh, big splash! A little bit. Now the Quebecers went for the O'Connor roll and got clothesline for his trouble. Oh, come on. That was a weak finish. 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 Just got those buckets right to the back of the head. Those slop buckets. Looks like he may have busted one of the Quebecers open. I see a red dot on one of those buckets. And then Henry Godwin tried to steal somebody's rebel flag.
Is that what you brought me out here for? To find out who our partner is? They don't even tell all of it. We don't even know who our partner is. I thought you were going to tell us, DOC. What's going on in the World Wrestling Federation when the ones who sport the gold don't even have any decision making? Right, you know, they're not even included in the process. Don't you think we should be? Right, well, you're damn right we should be. What we demand is a little respect. Maybe we ought to just start grabbing some respect if nobody's going to give it to us. I'll tell you what, you know, this is ridiculous. We demand respect, and I'll tell you what, we'll just take it in our own hands and we'll go find out who it is. Come on. All right, well, JR, King, it looks like the WWF Tag Team Champions are just like us as far as the 8th man. They seem to be in the dark.
So the Outlaws just did an interview where they don't know who the 8th man is. All right, let's see. What else is going on here? My jersey was tied at Florida State. Bad things do happen. Suffered a dozen concussions. Damn near broke my neck, but I still got up. This is who I am. This is what I do. I'm really an athlete. This isn't real. Try lacing my boots. See, I'd rather watch these videos than the fucking advertisements for fucking what the hell are they called? Fucking the fucking what is the athletic shit? Fucking not Everlast. Fucking the brand that they're fucking with now. Fucking Outcast, whatever the fuck. I'd rather watch those commercials than the other commercials. Now we're about to do an NWA match here. I think this may be the Jeff Jarrett Bradshaw match. Jeff Jarrett coming out with Cornette, Rock and Roll Express, and Barry Windham. This is a sad collection. Even in '98, this is a sad fucking collection. This is a sad fucking collection of people. You got Jeff Jarrett, who's talented in this terrible fucking orange and turquoise shit. You've got fucking the Rock and Roll Express, who are past their prime, like by 10 years at this point. And Barry Windham, who could have not been past his prime had he taken better care of himself, but he didn't, so he was. It's kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame. And then you got Bradshaw, who this is probably the longest, best match he's going to have at this point in his career. He's still not shaking off that shitty fucking blackjack gimmick yet. New blackjack gimmick. Let's see. You ever played No Mercy, bro? Hell fucking yeah. No Mercy is the greatest video game that's ever been created. Fucking fight me. I defy you to name a better video game that has ever been made. Super Mario what? Banjo-Kazooie? Fucking no goddamn mercy is the greatest game that has ever been created. Created by God herself and given to the greatest video game company in the world. AKI. Fucking that shit was fantastic. Aki Man was the shit. One of my homeboys from high school fucking Game Shark that shit and gave me everyone that was in there and all the money so I could buy, which didn't make a difference because I ended up having every fucking collectible that they had on the fucking game anyway. It's fucking fantastic. Fucking fantastic. No Mercy for the goddamn win. Yes, of course I had No Mercy. No Mercy was the shit. I still have it. It's over there somewhere. My original one. I don't have my memory cards anymore. I spent probably a year of my life, all told, intricately creating everybody I could on that fucking game. Yokozuna, Hulk Hogan, fucking Shelton Benjamin, fucking I think I had Samoa Joe at one point, Superfly Jimmy Snuka, Randy Savage, Ric Flair. Ric Flair was really good. My Ric Flair was really good. I spent so much time creating good characters on that game. Mind you, had more limited options then, but I fucking love myself. My best friend from high school, Jose, aka Chachi. My ex-girlfriend was even on there at one point. I created so many fucking good characters on that game. I think I tried to create Mario Jannetty. It didn't work out that well. Jeff Jarrett. I think I created Jeff Jarrett on there. I think. Owen, of course. I fucking love No Mercy. No Mercy was shit. All right, here's the Bradshaw match. This is the match I remember being better than it was before. So Bradshaw just smacking his leather chaps across the back, across the hide of Jeff Jarrett. And this is probably one of the reasons why I think this match was better, because it's such a high intensity match after that slog that was the Quebecers versus the Godwins, which are two good teams, but they were heels, and it just didn't mesh properly. High hip toss. Not even really a hip toss, just a heel from the armpit. This Bradshaw hasn't even taken his vest off. Big chop, still got the wrist of Jarrett on those 3 chops. That's the toe of the boot, Bradshaw. You uncaring fuck. God damn. Bradshaw did not care who he fucked up. Big forearm shiver now by Bradshaw, who slowed it down. I think he's gotten a little winded now. Irish whip now, east to west. Ducks the head. Oh, that kick just woke Bradshaw up. Just made him angry. Oh, right to the mush. Big clothesline up and over the top, and now Bradshaw can take his vest off. I actually had the Blackjacks toys from Jack's Pacific one year. I think it was like $100. I was like, go nuts, buy all the toys you wanted. I spent most of it. I spent it on the wrestling ring, and I spent most of them on wrestling action figures that year. And I didn't make the best decisions, I don't think. Like I got the Sultan, like I got Savio Vega. Like I didn't get Bret Hart, even though it was still in the bin. I didn't make the entire best decisions. I did get Stone Cold and I did get The Undertaker. But I didn't make the best decisions I could have made. I think I could have made some better decisions. And one of the not great decisions I made were the Blackjacks. Because it was 2. Even though I didn't really like that team at all. But I still got them. Big clothesline down. By Jarrett. This flying clothesline down by Jarrett. Onto Blackjack Bradshaw. Bradshaw, who's still in his Blackjack gear. Like at a certain point, don't you just revert back to your Justin Hawk gear? Like it just doesn't. Like the difference is it just doesn't say Blackjack on it. Like what the fuck? Why are you still around the BJ on your ass? From the middle rope, missile drop kick to the chest of Bradshaw. That's not going to get it. Barely had enough time to hook the leg before Blackjack kicked out of that. Fucking Bradshaw kicked out of that. Dropping the weight across the throat, or across the back of Blackjack Bradshaw. And there's Cornette now. Drops the weight across the back of Bradshaw. Clothesline down by Jarrett. On to Bradshaw. Referee out of position. That's referee Jimmy Corderas there, right? I think that's Corderas. Oh, ducked his head too soon. Inside cradle by Bradshaw. Only gets 2 count. Shot right to the jaw by Jarrett now. Another Irish whip now, this time west to east, reversed by Bradshaw. Ducks his head too soon again. Sunset flip, but Jarrett is not going to get the 300-pound Bradshaw over on the sunset flip. At least not right now. Bradshaw now firmly in control of those golden locks of Jarrett. Former Intercontinental Champion at this point. Future Tag Team Champion. Irish whip now to the buckle. Charges in, catches a boot for Bradshaw's trouble. And Jarrett right back to what brung him to the dance, draping Bradshaw, throat first across the second rope. Oh, but he misses this time. The middle rope gets a little too close to him, but there's the shot from the racket from Jim Cornette to the knee of Bradshaw. And you can bet Jeff Jarrett had to have seen that. Or at the very least sees Bradshaw wincing for it, and now here he comes. Now paging Dr. Jarrett, paging Dr. Jeff Jarrett, as he drops all his weight down upon that knee. And you got to be thinking in the front of his mind, figure 4. Jeff Jarrett's got one number on his mind right now, 4, as in figure 4. Bradshaw now putting all 300 pounds, trying to put it all on that good leg because that bad leg probably won't be able to support his weight too much longer. A couple of kicks chops the big Texan down. It's funny when I'm doing play-by-play, I sound like I just from all the years of hearing it, my cadence goes into JR, and I even pick up his accent a little bit. Oh, JR's going for it a little early here. The figure 4. I don't think he's going to be able to get it, and no, he's not. Bradshaw's not in enough pain to not know the figure 4 is coming, but he wasn't enough pain not to see the DDT coming. It's an old heel tactic that Cornette just did, slapping the mat to chant the people to chant against his guy. Jarrett goes to the top rope, gets crotched for his trouble. Is Jarrett wearing makeup? A shot there that made him look like he was either wearing makeup. Actually, probably Tanner. Nah, I think about it. He's probably the face tan. Or probably the tanning. Top rope. Off comes Jarrett with a crossbody. Jarrett was caught. Last call by Bradshaw. Even with one leg, and both men are down again. Bradshaw, you got to believe, it's got to be winded. This is probably one of the longest matches that big man has ever had at this particular point in his singles career. I don't even think as Hawk he had matches, as Justin Hawk Bradshaw, he had matches this long. Bradshaw blocks the right hand, blocks another one. Here comes Jarrett for the third one. Bradshaw kick right to the midsection of Jarrett. Powerbomb, yes! And that leg seems to be doing well enough for Bradshaw right now. Oh, up and over comes Jim Cornette. And Cornette's in the ring with Bradshaw. The part of Kenny Omega will now be played by Justin Hawk Bradshaw. Oh, God! As the Irish whips Cornette right into Jeff Jarrett. And now the part of Pockets will now be played by Justin Bradshaw. Oh, but a tennis racket right to the gut. And the referee saw it. Cornette wasn't exactly cool on that one. Oh, Jesus, Bradshaw. Fuck. Bradshaw's just chopping everybody with that tennis racket. I pray to God that shit is empty. Cornette had to have known that spot was coming. Oh, no. The part of the Young Bucks will now be played by Justin Bradshaw. And a body slam. And here comes Barry Windham. Bradshaw going for the clothesline from hell. Oh, gets his leg tripped. Now they're going to work on Bradshaw. Oh, there's a big lariat by Windham. The Legion of Doom's at what? Why? Why? They don't end up in a feud with these guys. What the fuck? Why? I mean, they were in the NWA at one point, but why? At this point, the Legion of Doom is still fucking around with the Nation of Domination. there's no reason for them to be out here for this. I guess that may have been the next thing they were supposed to do, but then they revamped themselves to LOD 2000 for WrestleMania and just moved on. And then the fucking new Midnight Express ends up winning. I remember this match being better than it was. It wasn't bad, but I remember this match. I remember being more impressed with this match before than I am now for some reason. Let's see. What's your favorite tag team of all time? Shit, of all time? Does the Pussy and Clit count? No. My favorite tag team of all time. Fucking. I don't know, man. Hold on, let's see. Who's the partner on the team?
Everybody in the world wants to be a part of DX. We found out that Shawn Michaels wasn't going to be here tonight to wrestle. The world has been beating down our door. The phones haven't stopped ringing. Shawn Michaels' phone hasn't stopped ringing. My phone hasn't stopped ringing. China's phone hasn't stopped ringing.
China has a phone? She's a mute at this point. What she got a phone for? As expensive as cell phones are in 1998? What she got a phone for?
They all want to be here because we're the ones that make it happen. We're the ones that get the ratings. We're the ones that get the job done. And what I have decided.
Yes, we are having another one.
Is that there is absolutely nobody on this planet that can match the icon, the showstopper, the main event.
You can see the bitterness in Triple H's eyes right there.
On this planet that can take his place. There is nobody on this planet that deserves to be in DX. So what I have decided is that tonight it will be a handicap match. But Hunter, shut up. 4 men versus 3. We're going to go into that ring. We're going to get the job done. Because it doesn't matter how many of us there are. We're still going to do it. But you know, if you don't have a partner, WWE officials are probably going to appoint one. Supposed to be scared.
Why would WWF officials appoint a new member to their team if they go in as a handicap if it's a non-sanctioned match?
Do whatever they want. I don't care. It isn't going to matter. 3 on 4, 4 on 4, do whatever you want.
If it's non-sanctioned, why does WWE care? Or WWF? Why do they care? If it's non-sanctioned, then they shouldn't give a fuck what DX does. Oh, this is that famous interview where The Rock does the...
And gentlemen, on paper, you are obviously a favorite. You guys have teamed up many times. The same cannot be said about your opponents, but in recent weeks, we have seen some dissension in the nation. One has to wonder, will we see a disintegration in the nation tonight? And I guess
that IC belt does look good on The Rock at this point. It does fit. Oh my God, Farouk should have gotten his comeuppance. Farouk should have gotten his fucking payback on The Rock at a certain point.
Exactly what I mean. I'm going to show you tonight when I say fall in, I'm going to make Ken Shamrock, DOA, I'll make Dawson, and everybody else fall in right behind me. Well, speaking about falling in, you guys have had your fallouts with the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. I think it started at Survivor Series, went through the Royal Rumble, but I think the most heinous act that you guys have perpetrated on Ken Shamrock happened last week on Raw is more. Take a look. Now, Rock, look at
this chair shot. Oh, God damn.
I'm sure I don't have to remind you, but you know, he is the world's most dangerous man. Listen, man, let me tell you something. The most dangerous man, I'm living in some of the most dangerous neighborhoods. Do you think that means anything to me? No, I got another story for you. We're going to go out here and show you exactly what we stand for. When I say kick anybody's ass, I mean by any means necessary. Tonight. All right, thanks a lot. Get ready, JR. Get ready, King. We got a war headed your way.
Fucking Farouk should have kicked The Rock's ass at a certain point. Farouk should have kicked, at least had a match with him. Like, he never got his say back. He never fucking got his say back. That's a fucking shame. He never got the chance to kick The Rock's ass. That's a fucking shame. Let's see. Who's your favorite tag team of all time? See if I can try to answer that. That is a fucking hard thing to say. It's one of those things that's probably at any given moment. I would say right now I've watched a bunch of Attitude Era stuff, and I really love the Outlaws. Just they complement each other. they're essentially what a tag team should be, where, you know, the strengths of one is, you know, covers for the weakness of another, and vice versa. They really work amazingly together. I did like Owen and Jeff, too. Like, I fucking loved Owen and Jeff as a tag team. Two-man power trip. Fucking certain phases of the Brothers of Destruction were better than others. I never liked Shawn and Hunter as a team, really. Like, as a tag team. I liked them as the old school DX, where they were singles that were just friends with each other. Favorite team of all, if I had to, if you're pinning me to the mat and saying you need to come up with a favorite tag team of all time, I actually might say Money Inc. I actually think it's gonna. I honestly, I think it's Money Inc. I can watch Money Inc. matches. There's a lot to learn in Money Inc. matches, especially some earlier ones. There's a lot to learn in Money Inc. matches. Their match with LOD was fucking phenomenal. Their matches against the Steiner brothers, if you can find them, were really good. I might say Money Inc. I think Money Inc. They complement each other so well. Neither one really has any weaknesses. Like, they're both really good at what they do. And yeah, I think if you pin me down, I'd say Money Inc. Fine, top 10 tag team. Money Inc. Fucking Outlaws. Fucking. You can't not put the Outlaws on that list, I don't think. You really can't not put the Brainbusters on that list. You really can't not put LOD on that list. Trying to think who else. You really can't not put the Rockers on that list. The Rockers were kind of innovators of a lot of stuff in terms of North America is concerned. It's hard to not put. Honestly, here's a team that's going to surprise people. The Jumping Bomb Angels. Say word, son. The Jumping Bomb Angels. Talk about innovators. Jumping Bomb fucking Angels. They were like 2 decades. They were really like 3 decades ahead of any women in America. They were decades ahead of the entire curve, unfortunately. And they don't get the credit they deserve. Fucking Jumping Bomb Angels. Trying to think other tag teams. Meanwhile, D'Lo with an eye rake to Ken Shamrock. Irish Whip now. West to East and back. Big back elbow. Meanwhile, it's the Nation of Domination, all 5 members, versus Ken Shamrock, DOA, and Ahmed Johnson. This is the 3-member DOA, by the way. Crush left after the Montreal screw job. So it's Chains as the new leader of DOA, as well as Skull and 8 Ball. Here comes Kama into the ring. Owen and Bulldog. I think, have a hard time getting their due as well. I really love the 2-man power trip, man. I really did. The Hardys, right? You can't not say the Hardys. I don't know. 10 favorites? I don't know. It's hard to... You know what? Motor City fucking Machine Guns don't get the credit they deserve either anymore. Motor City Machine Guns kind of disappeared from the zeitgeist, and it's a goddamn shame. I think one or both of them got injured at, like, super inopportune times. But, like, when they kind of could have developed to another level, or when the landscape was changing and they could have gone to a different company and done different things. But the Motor City Machine Guns were one of the reasons to watch Impact. They were one of the reasons. The other reason really was the rest of the X Division, but it was one of the reasons to watch. Mark Henry and Ahmed Johnson going at it right here. The two most injury-prone motherfuckers in this match. Mark Henry spent the better part of the first half of his career injured. And Ahmed Johnson got injured at the worst fucking times every fucking time. The two most the biggest difference between these two is that Ahmed was that Mark eventually learned how to work better and how to take better care of himself so he didn't get injured all the time. And Mark Henry, as far as I know, doesn't have a history of injuring other people. Fucking Ahmed has a history of injuring other people. And Mark never did more than his skill set told him he could do. Fucking Ahmed always thought he could launch himself over the top rope and could barely do it. And almost broke his neck every time he did it. And those fucking fucking elbow pads he's got on his thighs or whatever the fuck, that shit is a terrible look. That shit's a terrible look. But Falcon Arrow by Ahmed onto D'Lo. But D'Lo is the first one to kind of start moving as he goes over to the corner now. The neutral corner. He doesn't tag himself out like he should, but there's no way D'Lo's making this distance. Ahmed Johnson is all the way back near the other side of the ring. Low down. Oh, he nails it. D'Lo Brown manages to crawl his way over to Ahmed Johnson, at least part of him. He lands the frog splash on Ahmed's ass, which, you know, I guess there's probably a video for that somewhere on the internet. And now Farouk and Ahmed. I think Farouk was like the only guy at a certain point who would dare get in the ring with fucking Ahmed. Like, I don't even remember seeing Ahmed on like Superstars or Raws facing other people. I think at a certain point people were like, I don't want to fucking get in there with Ahmed. Fucking Ahmed's a fucking terror. And actually, I think this is the end of his career, really. Because he's not at Mania, I don't think. I don't even think he's in the Battle Royal at Mania. I think this is the end of his career. He may be at Judgment Day, the pay-per-view after Mania, but I think that's it because he's damn sure not at King of the Ring. I think that's the end of I think this is the end of Ahmed's career. He probably got injured again. Meanwhile, here comes one of 8-Ball or Skull. I can't tell the difference. Power slam onto Farouk after an Irish whip. Only gets a 2 count though, as Farouk kicks out the back door. Tag back into Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man. Irish whip now west to east. Nice leg lariat, or calf kick rather, by the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. One of only 2 men in this match to do a calf kick. The other one is D'Lo Brown. And both of those guys were the reasons why I even learned to do a calf kick, because I liked the way it looked. DDT in a roll through by The Rock on Ken Shamrock, but it gets broken up by DOA. And the world's most dangerous man kicks out anyway. Here comes the world's most obvious stomps on the world's most dangerous man. As The Rock tries his version of stomping a mud hole in Ken Shamrock and almost walking it dry. But there's a smack right there to Ken Shamrock's face, and here comes the right hands, and all that's going to do is wake up the world's most dangerous man. The man who should have been Intercontinental Champion at Royal Rumble had he not let his temper get in the way. Double boots right to the corner. This is the only time the Nation teams fully up together. Like every other time they're in, you may be like 4-on-4s or maybe even 3-on-3s. But I think this is the only time all 5 members are in there together. Even when they change into the new Nation with The Rock as the leader. Because the closest that they come is a confrontation with DX on Raw. But Owen's not there for that. And I think Godfather isn't there for that either, because he's in the Brawl for All earlier that night. Skull and 8 Ball now with the Godfather. Goes for an Irish whip, gets it reversed into a boot. And now the Nation stomping out DOA member 8. We're going to call him 8 Ball. We're going to call him 8 Ball. 8 Ball now getting boom. Nice karate kick by the former Supreme Fighting Machine. Godfather at this point was supposed to have come back as Papa Shango, according to the new latest rumor. With the concept photos that we end up seeing. I prefer this comma, and we ended up getting the Godfather out of it, which is, like I mentioned, another dimension of that character. The comma character actually had a lot of dimensions to it, honestly. And the final form of it ended up being the best one. D'Lo now with, I'm going to call him 8 Ball. Snapmare right into the middle of the ring. And D'Lo going to go up for that Bret Hart-style forearm. Oh! Frog version of it. Hooks the outside leg and it's broken up by Skull. Tag into the People's Champ, The Rock. And they've just gone to hammering down on what we're going to call 8 Ball. Oh, here it comes. This is the People's Elbow in its proper form. A mid-match move right to the heart, but not exactly a finisher. And Chains in to break it up now. Ooh. Now the Nation is isolated fucking 8 Ball here, who face first after Farouk dropped his head too soon, and Farouk immediately starts going to his corner for a tag, whereas 8 Ball can't really do it. Tag into The Rock, who takes his time getting in but still cuts him off. Still cuts off 8 Ball. Irish whip now, east to west. Ducks underneath the right hand as 8 Ball. Comes in with a clothesline of his own. Now drawing Skull in does The Rock. There's no tag here. And D'Lo holds 8 Ball open for the right hand from The Rock. It's not the first 5-on-5 tag Ken Shamrock has been in. He was on the winning side, or the losing side rather, of that big Calgary Stampede match. At this point, about 8 months before. 7 or 8, and now the Nation working together as Mark Henry tags out to the Godfather, or the future Godfather, who just hammers 8 Ball into the corner, who we're going to call 8 Ball. Scoop slam. Elbow down by Kama. Again, just going to wear him down at this point. Rear chin lock by the Godfather. Or, fucking Godfather. By Kama Mustafa. At this point, he's Kama Mustafa. At this point, it's Kama Mustafa, Mark Henry, D'Lo Brown, The Rock, Rocky Maivia, because he still got the Rocky Maivia, and Farouk, no longer Assad, versus Chains, 8 Ball, Skull, Ken Shamrock, and Ahmed Johnson. 8 Ball back up to his feet, but he goes to tag the Nation. He goes to get a cheap shot out on The Rock as opposed to going towards his own corner. He was able to get to his feet and get to a corner, and he goes to the wrong corner. He deserves this beating. Now D'Lo just straight choking 8 Ball here in the corner. That's what you think it's called. I'm calling him 8 Ball. And a backbreaker. D'Lo get his teeth knocked out? Oh, moonsault! Oh, beautifully executed moonsault but he misses. There's no water in that pool. Oh, D'Lo is missing some teeth. What the fuck? When did D'Lo miss teeth? What happened to D'Lo's teeth? It's Shamrock and The Rock now. Here comes Farouk. D'Lo back in, and all 10 men in now. All hell has entirely broken loose here, and the referee has lost all control, and there's only one of them to control all 10 of these men. The Rock and Chains in one corner, Farouk and Shamrock in the other. They're coming at each other. Ducks underneath the Shamrock. Belly to belly on The Rock. Hits it. Armbar takedown into an ankle lock in the middle of the ring. No one to tag. No one to break this up. Everybody occupied, and The Rock taps out in the middle. And Chains in to celebrate. Chains, for those of you that didn't know, was the fake Undertaker at SummerSlam 94. And was the Undertaker's best man when he married Sarah. Bet you didn't know that. Maybe you did. You probably knew that. Fucking Ahmed Johnson has been, at this point, had been fighting the Nation of Domination for about a year and a half. For about a year and a half. Let's see, February 97. Oh, and Ahmed raising the roof. Was leading into WrestleMania. Yeah. For about a year and a half. He'd been fighting for Farouk for about a year and a half. On and off due to injuries and his fucking recklessness in the ring. Nobody else wanted to fucking work with him. Damn near his entire career is noted at fighting the Nation. Now The Rock standing in the middle of the ring. Oh, and The Rock getting in Farouk's. Oh, Farouk needs to smack the fuck out of The Rock right now. Oh, he pushed Farouk. Oh, Farouk now laying the law down. Oh, wait. This whole thing's breaking down. D'Lo tried to break it up and got a shot from Farouk for his trouble. Now everybody else is trying to break it up. And The Rock ends up leaving with the IC Championship, leaving the Nation behind in the middle of the ring. Oh, Farouk yelling at The Rock, telling him to get back in to the ring so they can do the fucking formation. They got to do the fucking salute. Get your ass over there. Farouk has grown-ass man voice. Farouk had grown-ass fucking man voice. And they do the salute. Nation of Domination. In retrospect, the Nation of Domination was really a face crew. Yeah, I said it. In retrospect, the Nation of Domination were not heels. The Nation of Domination were faces. And the White Wrestling Federation couldn't figure that out. Let's see. No Beer Money, Young Bucks, New Day, Usos. I liked Beer Money. I don't know that I would say they were the best of all time. They were very good in TNA though. I don't feel comfortable putting them top 10 of all time, but they were really good. I actually liked America's Most Wanted better than Beer Money. To me, I think that worked better as a team, but Beer Money was fine. Young Bucks, doing an interview with Austin right now, for those trying to keep score at home. New Day, the problem with New Day and the Usos is the time that they came along and the company that they came along in. They both have had really good things that they put in matches, and they both have had good matches for the PG product of WWE. The over-polished, fucking, not cartoony, but over-produced WWE that we have and have had for the last few years. There are holes that I see in their matches, though. Like, they're like things they do that that have taken me out of New Day and or Uso matches, including that Hell in a Cell match, which was a really good Hell in a Cell match for the current product. Not necessarily a really good Hell in a Cell match in general. It's really good for the current product with current safety things that they do and stopping and having refs check and having refs squeeze the hand and all that other pussyfoot shit that they do. But I would like to have seen them both in not more reckless but less kid glovey eras, if that makes sense. D'Lo's one of my favorite wrestlers. Man, he was so underrated, which was a damn shame, though. He could have been the Kofi of the Attitude Era if he was WWE champion at the time instead of The Rock. D'Lo wasn't good enough. Not good enough. That's a bad statement. D'Lo fit better in the mid-card, upper mid-card range. I would not have believed... There are a couple pockets where I would have believed D'Lo as a credible contender to a WWE championship, but not the actual champion, if that makes any sense. It's like, there's a match in early Raw where Billy Gunn faces Stone Cold in a one-on-one match for the title. I believed Billy Gunn in that role of the contender for Austin's belt on that Raw that night. Would not necessarily have believed Billy Gunn as champion at that time, because it was late 98 or mid 98 sometime. Same thing with D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown was really good in the role that they had him in at various points. I believed him and Mark Henry's ascent to the Tag Team Championship in late 98, early 99, or attempt at the ascent at the Tag Team Championship. I believed him as European Champion. I believed him as Eurocontinental Champion. I believed him in that role. Fucking incredibly. And his matches were really good. Two things about D'Lo. First, the Draws incident made it so that he was never the same. And the Draws incident never should have happened because D'Lo habitually had a problem getting guys up for the running powerbomb. He habitually had a problem doing it, especially if the guy was average size for a WWF wrestler at the time. Had a habitual problem doing it. He should have taken that out of his repertoire because he didn't need it in there in the first place. He had a whole bunch of signature moves. He didn't need that one there, and he had a problem getting guys up for it anyway. Especially at whatever point in the match he put it in there, which was in the middle or near the end when he may have been gassed at the time and not able, he doesn't fucking. He never should have done it. He never should have done it. Also, they booked him badly at WrestleMania 15. Watching that again, or into WrestleMania 15, and here's why. Originally, it was supposed to be him and Mark Henry going for the tag belts against Owen and Jarrett. That's what they'd been building up to for months. They brought in Ivory. She stripped some purple shit off of Deborah, and that became her fucking mascot. She was waving it around for the better part of a year. She was brought in to help counteract the distractions Deborah gave to Mark Henry, who's starting his sexual chocolate phase. At that point, like, the whole thing was leading up to their tag team match at WrestleMania 15. Mark Henry goes down with yet another injury, taking him out. They end up booking D'Lo in a battle royal on Heat, where the last two men in the battle royal end up facing Owen and Jeff for the tag team titles like a half hour afterwards. It ends up being him and Test, who, fight, hit each other even though they are the last two men in the ring, and end up not getting along well in the match and end up losing because of it. However, the Godfather was in that battle royal as well. Why not? This is another part of the bad booking of WrestleMania 15. And there were some glaring bad booking mistakes on WrestleMania 15. This is one of them. Why not have the Godfather and D'Lo be the last two guys in the ring? They have some continuity dating back to the fucking Nation days, which at that point is only 6 months away from it being over, because the Nation kind of ends around SummerSlam of that year. Around SummerSlam breakdown of that year of 98. So about 6 months removed from the Nation kind of ending itself. Actually, no, it's more like September, October. So it's about 6 months away from the Nation ending. But the Godfather and D'Lo didn't hate each other. They were both faces at the time. Why not have the Godfather be D'Lo's tag team partner and still go along with whatever plan they were going to do with whatever it was with D'Lo and Mark Henry? If that plan was for them to be tag team champions, then they win the tag team belts off of Owen and Jeff and do the same shit they were going to do that entire time until Mark Henry comes back, and then Mark Henry has a reason to go heel on D'Lo as opposed to just doing it out of fucking nowhere later that year. But he has a reason to do it because when he comes back, D'Lo's had the success without him, and now he's jealous. And it makes fucking sense for him to do that. And it gives him a new dynamic because now he can also do the same shit where, like, he's going against his own inner feelings of how he wants to fuck every woman in the world, but he still hates the Godfather, right? It puts his added dimension to it. Or if they were going to lose anyway, you just have them lose, but they fucking lose the way they were going to lose anyway. And then and then you have D'Lo do whatever he was going to do. But, like, why put Test in that role? He wasn't ready for that yet. It was bad booking. It didn't make any fucking sense. No one thought they were going to fucking win the tag team belts. And the way the match ended up coming off, it wasn't great. Bad booking. Bad booking for D'Lo. Not the first time. Not the last time. See Lowdown as well, because they fucked that shit all the way up. Also see Reign of Terror, because they fucked that up. D'Lo was still on the roster at the time, and they fucked that up too. Poor D'Lo. I like D'Lo a lot. I really did like D'Lo a lot. I was actually called, people, and like when I first started high school, when I was a freshman in high school, people used to call me D'Lo, because they knew I liked wrestling and I was kind of built like them, without the muscle. Anyway, Kane and Vader now. Kane with the short clothesline on Vader. Kane walking over the top rope and met with a right hand by Vader. For those trying to keep track, watching along on WWE Network as well as I am. Shots Vader on Kane, or Kane on Vader. Oh, Vader blocks that face first right to the guardrail, punches away at Kane. Kane with a headbutt now. Kane wrenching at that mask of Vader before pushing him into the ring. Oh, but he's got club right to the chest of Vader, who's draped across the apron now. And it looks like Kane going to go for, yes, another chop right to the throat, and Vader falls right off the apron and to the outside. These two men have spent more time in this match so far on the outside than the inside, but here comes Kane right back in, at least to break the count. And right back out there. Vader now tossed back into the ring by Kane. Stepping over the top rope. Paul Bear's got a history with both these men. Former manager of Vader at one point. Oof, clubbing shots right to the back of Kane, right to the back of Kane's head. If this were the Royal Rumble, Kane will be eliminated, but it's no way out, and Kane lands on his feet and is still in the match. Here comes Vader. Either one of these guys, the most agile in the world, but they can do some stuff that a man their size shouldn't be able to do. Irish whip now into the ring post, Vader to Kane, and face first into that post again, and you got to wonder how much protection that mask brings to Kane. A move like that is more about equilibrium than I think impact onto the post. Kane climbing up to the top rope, high rent district. Big clothesline down on Vader. Yeah, this is about the time that The Undertaker stops doing the top rope clothesline. I think the last time he does it is actually WrestleMania against Kane. Every other time, that's one of the moves he just gave to Kane. There are a few that he gave to Kane and a few that they share. That's one of them that he gave to Kane. One of my favorite Kane attires, too, by the way, is just the original straight red and black. It's one of my favorite Kane attires. The other one is the one he had with his comeback in 2000. That shit was dope. That shit was dope. Let's see. Vader now just in the corner, getting choked by Kane. Vader tried to get some distance, but his reach not as long as Kane's is. Big vertical suplex Kane to Vader. Vader gives up probably about 6 inches to Kane. Kane gives up about 100 pounds to Vader. Both men incredibly tough. Agile for their size, but not exactly quick for their size. But they are sudden when they feel like it. It's probably one of the later matches in Vader's WWF run that is as good as Vader gets in his WWF run. Oh, big clubbing shot to the back of Vader from the top rope to Kane, by Kane. And Paul Bearer, who once called me Savio Vega, backstage at an NWA taping, looking on as his son takes on the late, great Leon White here. Refereed by Tim White, no relation. Kane with a claw hold on Vader, kind of wrenching at his face and eyes. Clubbing shots here. Irish whip now north to south. Kane to Vader. Clothesline down on Vader. And Vader wears those gloves for protection of his opponents, believe it or not. Double chins down to his ankle. Wow. It's more, well, yeah, at this point it's just his protege. Oh wait, no, at this point it's his son. Do we learn that that's his son at this point? Oh, I don't think we do. I don't think they're father and son yet. Oh, Jesus. Vader's laying in those shots on the mask of Kane. And real talk, like that, like, again, that it's not necessarily about the impact, but the equilibrium from those moves, or from those shots. Even a gloved Vader behind a masked Kane, that can't feel good. Kane again with that choke on Vader in the corner. Just blatant choke until Tim White counts to 4. Oh, scoop slam. Nice post by Vader. And again, shot down to the throat by Kane. Chokes Vader over the top rope. As Kane comes down and lands on his feet. Vader distancing himself from Kane and then clobbering him with a running avalanche and clotheslining him over the top. That's more about just pushing him over than sheer force of a clothesline. Vader needs to get himself some distance between him and Kane. But it only lasts for a short second as Kane comes back in, booting Vader as he does. Kane looking for a DDT probably at this point, and he nails it. Kane again, very deliberate pace, like JR just said, but Kane's not going for any pinfalls here. I don't know if he's not wasting his time with pinfalls, if he knows that he's not going to get Vader with him, but he's just clobbering the big man. Clothesline shot. Kane still standing. Clothesline shot again by Vader. Kane still standing again, this time staggering him a little bit. Staggering him a little bit more. Vader with those shots, those straight shots. Right to the face of Kane. Irish whip now over to the corner. Avalanche not as big as he normally gets it. Not enough speed there. Vader is definitely winded here. Kane going for the chokeslam. That's a low blow. That was as low blow as possible. Tim White was off camera. We're going to assume he didn't see that. Oh, splash! Vader not going for the pin. Paul Bearer's worried. As well he should be. Vader needs to go up for that Vader bomb. Vader needs to stop wasting time. He needs to go up for that Vader bomb right now. Vader is wasting time. He needs to go for that power, for that Vader bomb, right? There's too much daylight now between Vader and this Vader bomb on Kane. Oh, all the way, top floor. Women's accessories. Vader salt, and he nails it. And he nails it. Cover that man. Cover that man. Even if he didn't celebrate, Kane sat right up. You gotta be kidding me. Irish whip now, north to south, Vader to Kane, reversed. Avalanche. Clothesline over the top rope. Kane still lands on his feet. Vader going right out after him. He turns around to a shot right to the face by Kane. Another one to the throat. Now these guys are just clobbering each other. Irish whip now reversed into the steps. Goes Vader! Shoulder first, and no, now Vader's just looking for equipment. Vader with that fire extinguisher right to the face of Kane as Paul Bearer distracts the referee. One more time. And a third time, why not? The game's going to let you keep doing it. You might as well. Oh, Vader going for a power bomb. Oh, or maybe the pile driver. He's going for that pile driver that he did before. Oh, power bomb! But Kane landed on his kidneys. He didn't land it on his upper back or his head. And Kane sat right back up in one motion back up to his feet. Going for that clothesline or choke slam from hell. 450 pounds. Choke slammed all the way to hell. And here comes Vader back up to his feet. And here comes Kane. Oh, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Oh, tombstone. Kane's tombstone. And there was a mic that came down from the rafters for no reason. Weird glitch in the game that is. Why is there a mic in the middle of the ring? Why is there a microphone coming from the ceiling? Who's controlling the microphone from the ceiling? Why is there a microphone coming from the ceiling? Oh, God! Oh, Kane looking for some tool. Oh, that's wrench. Oh, yeah. A giant wrench. That's a giant wrench. Oh, God, he just clobbered Vader's face with that wrench. With that pipe wrench. Could be assault. He bent that wrench. He bent it. No kidding, he's emotionless. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The packaging for WrestleMania 15 was awesome. Yes, it was. WrestleMania 15, the raging climax. And it was. They had built the change in WWF from 98 to 99 did result in a climax at 15 that it should have. Overall, like main event picture. Billy Gunn should have been in the Intercontinental Championship match, and Road Dogg should have been in the Hardcore Championship match. They fucked that up. Also, there was no reason for The Undertaker versus Boss Man, really, and especially not for a fucking Hell in a Cell, other than the fucking spot with the Brood and the fucking noose, which they ended up really hating and not using later, probably because Boss Man ended up dying a couple years later, but also because they just didn't. It was a terrible. It just sucked. It was stupid. It was a stupid spot, and it sucked, and it didn't make any sense. But that was another bad booking decision from WrestleMania 15.
This is a very, very serious situation.
They have to drag Vader from the ring.
He's moving. I saw him move his arm. Nobody has ever even come this close to challenging Kane before Vader. Take things too far. Reminiscent of the dumpster ride that Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie took. Vader's being helped onto the gurney. It looked like half the side of his face was caved in.
Fucking Vader's being put onto a gurney right now. For those of you still watching at home and trying to watch along with the watch along. While everyone is still stuck in their position of having no way out of their homes at this point. Actually, you do. Here's the thing. You actually do have a way out. Well, depending on where you live. You actually do have a way out of your home, because I fucking leave my house every day. Fucking, like, we're not under martial law at this point yet. You do have a way out, but we're going to pretend that we're not for the sake of this. What other matches are next? The main event next, right? I don't think there's anything left.
As we leave this, what more could happen here tonight? We have seen Thrasher have to be fixed up. We have seen Vader hit the face with a wrench, among other things. But this next matchup is a non-sanctioned.
Yep, main event. Good.
One fall to a finish. There must be
one fall to a finish. Non-sanctioned match. No rules until there are rules. No rules until there are rules. Originally booked to have 4 of the top 5 belts in the company in the match. Heavyweight, tags, and European. 4 belts. 3 titles, 4 belts involved in the match. 3 of the top 4, because really the Intercontinental was in the attrition match. So 3 of the top 4, because European was always underneath Intercontinental. Let's not pretend it wasn't. It always was. And light heavyweight was always underneath that. This is back when the marketing division still wasn't paying too close attention to what was actually happening on the show, so they couldn't figure out how to spell the Outlaws' names. even though fucking Road Dogg said it every week. B-A-double-D-A double cricket letter. Bad ass. B-A-D-D bad ass. A-S-S. And the Road Dogg. And the R-O-A-D. And the R-O-A-double-D-O-double-G. Road Dogg. 2 G's, and it was on his shit. They couldn't figure it out.
The man responsible for so much of the mayhem will not set foot in the ring. Instead, he will manipulate from the sideline. Shawn Michaels will handpick his successor. In a match that will shape WrestleMania, only Shawn Michaels can calculate what lies ahead. If there is anything,
that was a hell of a promo. DX holding Austin hostage and rubbing the belt in his face. This is as close as you're ever gonna get to the. This is it, Austin. This is it. Oh, that was a hell of a promo.
8 men who have already gone too far.
This is a hell of a promo.
Tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the following 8-man tag team match is scheduled.
I think this is Terry Funk's only main event in WWF too.
On the World Wrestling Federation, and anything goes.
Anything goes until anything doesn't go. Anything goes for the first half of the match until everybody gets tired and they go to their corners. Because in real life, if anything goes, then all 8 men should be fighting all over the match or all over the ring whenever. Outlaws coming out in Houston Oilers shirts and Tennessee Oilers shirts. After Houston lost their team. Before they became the Titans. That's how old this video is, kids. Children of all ages, the World Wrestling Federation proudly brings to you its World Champions of the World. What a set of lungs. People booed that. That's how old this is. People booed that.
Well, they don't know what too far is. Oh. You think you've seen carnage tonight? You ain't seen nothing yet. And if they got anybody to introduce one of our members of this 8-man tag extravaganza, he represents D-Generation X. He is accompanied to the ringside area by that gargantuan Chiswick, China. This is
Chiswick. I'm like, what the fuck did he call her? Gargantuan Chiswick? What the fuck? Oh, Chiswick. Chiswick.
Helmsley.
It's a damn shame that a year later they would break this group up. It's a fucking shame. It's a fucking shame. Bow to the masters. Break it down. Fuck you, that shit still gets me every once in a while. I hated this DX shirt, by the way, with the red paint scribble. I guess that's supposed to be paint. Hopefully it's not supposed to be jizz. I fucking hated that DX shirt because that's stupid. It's a bad shirt. It's not a good shirt. I had a DX cap that was green. The splatter design was a little bit different, though. It was thinner. I like that hat. This shirt design, this beta version of that design with the shirt, fucking bad. It's fucking terrible. Ball bounces. I see what you got. It measures in ounces. Yeah. I forget who ends up taking the pin. I think it's Road Dogg. It might be Savio, though. I think Savio ends up eating the pin.
And now, joining the Generation X and the New Age Outlaws, representing Los Boricuas, Savio Vega.
No music. There we go. They didn't even have Savio's music ready. Chorus of boos. I think that was because people were disappointed that they were getting Savio Vega. And I think Savio, for his part in this match, if I remember correctly, and so far, I have not remembered correctly, I think Savio, for his part, actually kind of delivers. I think he actually kind of delivers. I think Savio delivers, but I'm not sure. Guess just two of us enjoying the chat, bro. Maybe. I suppose. This is kind of a last-minute thing. I think I'm going to promote this better tomorrow. I just kind of decided. I was like, everybody's stuck at home. Nobody has a way out. Let's do No Way Out right now. But people can also enjoy this later. Owen's version of the DX chop was so bad. I loved Owen, but his version of the DX chop was so bad. I think the motor on that chainsaw may actually still be working. I'm not sure. Cactus Jack bringing out his toys now to the ring. Fucking, is that fucking Pepsi crate? fucking Cactus brought out a Pepsi crate. Meanwhile, Billy Gunn's still holding on to the trash can lid Savio gave him. Road Dogg's got a mop, a.k.a. his sister, in his hand. Are they going to do this hot start shit? I forget if they do this hot start shit. Or if they actually wait for Austin. Oh, they actually wait for Austin. Okay. They don't do the Rock shit. They don't do the Rocky thing where they start the match and then the Rock comes out and it's much bigger because the Rock is coming out to save his people. No, they're actually waiting for the shit to start. And rewatching WrestleMania 15, that Austin Rock match ended that whole show ended exactly the way that show should have ended. Austin, beer, stunner to McMahon, beer on top of him, foot on top of his chest with the belt in his hand. Like it ended properly. It ended exactly the way it was supposed to end. Here comes Stone Cold. This really cements what they knew they were going to do at WrestleMania. Oh, here we go. Billy always fed proper for Austin. All 8 men in the ring now. Luther's press. These nuts press. And Chainsaw Charlie with something over there. High inverted atomic drop. Oh, stunner going involved. Billy Gunn almost got stunned immediately and crawls his way out of the ring like me crawling away from a bee yesterday. Yes, I encountered a fucking yellow jacket yesterday and fucked my ankle up running away from it. I'm all man, ladies. Oh, Triple H thought he was going to the turnbuckle. Instead went to the trash can lid. And now it's Chainsaw Charlie and Stone Cold walking tall while Triple H is crawling his way, begging off Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's not going to help. Fist strikes the jaw of Triple H, and if he hits him in the nose, that could be fatal. Irish whip now, corner to corner. Austin, whips Triple H all the way up and over and back into a clothesline. 2 and a kick out. Meanwhile, every other member of the teams are on the outside beating each other up except China, who's over there keeping Mark Heaton company. There's a mop right to the gut of Triple H. And now across the throat of the Connecticut Blue Blood in front of the Spanish announce team. Triple H reaching for something from Carlos Savinovich and not getting it. Meanwhile, Cactus Jack with the cookie sheet right to the head of the Road Dogg, and that mop broom gets broken right across the face of Triple H on the outside of the ring, and now it's just fists in the back of the head. Now it's just rabbit punches to Triple H, and there's fucking English muffins? English muffins on the ground for some reason. What was just a trash bag of something across the face of the Road Dogg? There's a table in the ring. There's Cactus Jack and Billy Gunn fighting on the outside near a post. Stone Cold and Triple H are walking all across the ring. Chainsaw Charlie with the pinfall on Road Dogg doesn't get it, kicks out. Cactus Jack setting up the table in the middle of the ring. There's the microphone cable right to Triple H's little eyes. Oh! Face first into the table. It doesn't break. Here comes Triple H and the Cactus Jack, his worst enemy. It's not the first time he's faced Cactus Jack, and it won't be the last. Now it's Owen, Chainsaw Charlie, and Cactus Jack in there with Billy Gunn. 3-on-1. And belly to belly from Owen to Billy into that table set up on the outside. Trying to call this is like trying to call a ant farm. And there's a sharpshooter in the middle of the ring on Billy Gunn. Sharpshooter in the middle of the ring on Billy Gunn, but a clothesline by Triple H breaks that up. Now Charlie with a chair right across the back of Billy Gunn. There's Austin with Savio Vega. They're no strangers to each other. In fact, it was Savio Vega that dismissed Austin's manager at the time, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Billy Gunn with Austin in the corner there, saving Savio. Oh, trash can lid right to Austin's eye, really. Chainsaw tried to throw a trash can at Helmsley. Helmsley ducks, and now they're double teaming Austin over there by Mark Eaton. There's no one-on-one action at this point, really. The teams are really teaming up against each other here. Irish whip now south to north. Owen to Hunter going for went for a Hurricane Rana. Got a powerbomb instead. Went for a pin, but Helmsley wisely sees Chainsaw Charlie coming and gets off of Owen. Owen tossed in between the ropes there. Savio Vega on top of Charlie. Kicks out. That trash can lid that Savio brought to the ring is really being used now to the detriment of Billy Gunn. Chainsaw Charlie's got his own trash can lid, and Helmsley's got the trash can. He's just spiking Chainsaw Charlie with it in the middle of the ring, and Charlie hasn't gone down yet. That one might... No, he's still on his feet. God damn. Go down, Terry. DDT on the trash can lid. Hunter to Charlie. Going for a cover, and Owen up and over the top to break that up. Cookie sheet right to the back of Savio Vega from Stone Cold. Enziguri, the Shawn Michaels killer by Owen Hart to Triple H. Cactus Jack tosses a chair into the ring. Meanwhile, Road Dogg and Terry Funk are in there still fighting. Cookie sheet coming back into use here. Owen gets Irish whipped by Hunter. Spine buster into a sharpshooter in the middle of the ring. This could do it right here. Sharpshooter in the middle of the ring. But Road Dogg with a chair right to the back of Owen. Austin was going to a corner to try to bring some order back to this matchup. And the whole thing is falling apart. Savio Vega with the trash can lid. Austin tries to block it with his foot. And now it just goes right hands into each other. Chainsaw Charlie, or Cactus Jack and Stone Cold teaming up against Savio Vega in the corner. Chainsaw Charlie's got Road Dogg, and he got a low blow for his trouble. Billy Gunn over on the other side of the ring is going to be the Outlaws against Chainsaw Charlie. Oh, power bomb onto the two chairs. Road Dogg power bombs Chainsaw right in the middle of those two chairs in the middle of the ring. And now the men finally coming back to their corners, which, by the way, makes no sense since it's no rules. So why are they sitting there on the apron waiting for shit? They were just fighting all around the ring. There's no reason for them to suddenly do an actual tag team match. There's no reason for this to actually evolve into an actual tag team match with actual tags, and they're still using weapons. This is the stupidest shit. Like if you're going to just have an all-out brawl, just have the all-out brawl. They eventually do this better with the Nation and DX in the summertime on Raw. It's a Raw episode leading up to SummerSlam. It's like right after Fully Loaded, so like late July. It's actually one of my favorite DX matches. But why evolve? Why have the match develop rules all of a sudden that people follow and tagging in and out? What's the point? Especially since it's non-sanctioned and there have been weapons used this entire time, and there's still a trash can lid in the middle of the ring. What's the point? And it's non-sanctioned to begin with. What's the point? Meanwhile, Savio's got Chainsaw Charlie by the suspenders. The only thing holding Chainsaw up from the right hands from Savio Vega. Savio never did it for me for some reason. No wonder the crowd booed him at WWF King of the Ring 1995. You should review that pay-per-view next time. So, you're right on every count. And I started doing a video on, because I did my favorite King of the Ring of all time, and King of the Ring 1995 is my least favorite King of the Ring of all time. And I filmed that video before my life went to shit 3 years ago. I filmed that video I never finished it. I would actually go back and rewrite some shit on that review now. So like I have that shit filmed. I would probably refilm it now if I'm doing it again and making a drinking game out of it. Like I'd redo it, which would mean I'd have to rewatch it, which is terrible because that pay-per-view sucked. Oh God! Fucking Austin just tossed a trash can across the ring to Billy Gunn coming in the ring. That's such a good spot, but it's so stupid because why are we following tags? Why are we following tags? Why is Hebner trying to get control over this non-controllable match? What's the fucking point? There's no point. This is like when in no DQ matches, refs start counting when people choke people. It's like, it's no rules. Like, either it's no rules or it's rules. It can't be both. Like, it's either no rules or it's rules. It can't fucking be both. I've heard stories of Savio Vega being super tough because he comes from Puerto Rico and all that other shit. And the culture down there is a lot different than in America. And he probably is. He probably is a badass. Like, I probably wouldn't want to fucking be on the wrong side of a fight with Savio Vega. But as a professional wrestler on the American side of things, Savio, there's a reason this is his only main event. And he wouldn't have even had this one. Oh, chair shot to... Oh! So Billy Gunn had Chainsaw Charlie in a pile driver position on the apron, and Triple H just chair shotted him. And again, why are we having tags in and out? Why are we doing this stuff behind the ref's back if the whole thing is no rules anyway? If it's no rules anyway, what's the point? Like, just have it be fucking Armageddon then. If that's the match you want, then just follow the goddamn rules. And ironically enough, speaking of AEW, this is one of the problems some people have with AEW is that they don't seem to know what rules to follow or what rules exist, especially in tag matches. That's one of the problems with this match. If it's going to be no rules, it has to be no rules. If it's going to be rules, it has to be rules. But they're trying too hard to have it be both. And they needed to have it be one or the other instead of it trying to be both. Meanwhile, Cactus Jack is tossing Billy Gunn into a table into Road Dogg's face in the corner. Double arm DDT by Cactus Jack. That's his finisher. Middle of the ring, broken up by Savio. Oh, front drop kick from the top by Owen. He's going for the claw. Mandible claw. Cactus with the mandible claw on both Outlaws. And a low blow by Triple H. And Hebner again saw it, but then pretending he didn't see it. But it doesn't fucking matter because there's no goddamn rules. And he's trying to stop Austin from coming in, but it doesn't fucking matter because there's no goddamn rules. Ah! If it's going to be no rules, you have to remember it's no fucking rules. If there are going to be rules, then there need to be rules. And you can have great matches with both. The first half of this match was great and chaotic the entire time. If you want to do one versus the other, then do, the whole pre-match shit, and then somebody gets in the ring and actually has a match. And then the rules count. Like, the whole thing was a pre-match, and then now you got the actual match. Like they ended up doing with Survivor Series 97, or where Hart and Michaels ended up battling all over the arena, and then for like 10-15 minutes, and then got in the ring and had another 10-15 minute match. Like an actual match. But instead they do this dip their toe in the water shit, and for guys like me who think too much, I'm upset now. Because the entire time I've been talking, Billy Gunn has been on the outside with Cactus Jack. There's been no count. Billy Gunn just used the steps. There's distractions all around the ring for some reason, which they don't need to be because there's no rules. Because the rules don't count. There are no fucking rules. It's a no DQ, non-sanctioned match. So why are they going through the rigmarole of all this anyway? Why are the good guys sitting on the apron waiting for a tag in a no DQ, no rules match? If they really want to get in there, just fucking get in there and fight. Big suplex, hook of the leg by Helmsley, and a fist right down on Cactus Jack. Chainsaw Charlie. Oh, snapping the wishbone on Cactus. Our Triple H and Billy Gunn now. Sorry, oh, Sabi's got gloves on for barbed wire. Oh, he's wrapping the barbed wire around. And the good guys are watching this. Why? Why? Here comes Owen. Here comes why are they letting this happen? Oh, the barbed wire's in between. Oh, God, the barbed wire's right in between. Oh, Foley's nuts. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Ah. I'm glad Noel's born already at this point. Actually, I think we're all glad Noel's born at this point. Hey, Noel. How you doing, Mama? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Cactus Jack is literally just wrapped in barbed wire, and all the good guys are letting it happen. Because they're sitting here. Oh, there's another chair in the corner, and barbed wire into the chair in the corner. Why are the good guys letting this happen? There's Owen with a drop kick. And Hebner begging him off. Why? It's no DQ. And Savio Vega with a chair shot right to the head of Cactus Jack, still wrapped in barbed wire. Road Dogg in now. With a chair again. Here comes Billy Gunn now. There was no tag. Not that it matters anyway, because there's no DQ. Why are the good guys letting this happen? Why are the good guys letting this happen? Why are the good guys not stopping this? Chair shot Billy to Road Dogg. Why are we pretending there are rules to this? Why are we pretending there are rules? Why are we pretending there are rules? Fucking, why are we waiting for tags and pretending there are rules? Why are we waiting for tags and pretending there are rules? There are no rules. Austin's in, all four men not in. Triple H stays on the apron. But Austin cleaning house after that hot tag. But there's no noggin knocker on the Outlaws. Triple H back in. Triple H gets a shot for his troubles. Austin tossing Savio to the outside and stomping a mud hole in Triple H and walking it dry. Austin with right hands to Billy into the corner. He was about to stomp a mud hole in him. Here comes Road Dogg. South to north. Irish whip reverse. Austin in the middle of the ring. Stunner to Road Dogg. 1, 2. Savio stopped on the outside. Oh, Road Dogg does eat the pin. Stunner to Billy. Triple H just gets a shot for his trouble. That didn't make any fucking sense. I don't know why they pretended that there were rules in this match when there are no fucking rules in this match. I don't know why. I don't understand why. I don't know why we were pretending that there are rules in this match. For fuck's sake. But this pay-per-view is not over yet. Because we have a historic event coming up right now. China in the middle of the ring now, and Austin face to face. That big Amazon of a woman, the ninth wonder of the world, nose to nose with Stone Cold Steve Austin. She's had enough of him. Oh, she shoves him away. Austin's a gentleman. Austin's a good guy. He's not going to do anything to her. He's a little bit confused. He's like, what the hell are you doing right now? Here they go again, nose to nose. She's pushing Austin again, and Austin's like, oh, well, son of a bitch. This is practice for Deborah in a couple years. Austin again in Chyna's face. Now Austin backing up a little bit. He's thinking twice about it. He's like, well, I'm not married to her, so I'm going to put my hands on her. Austin trying to leave here, and now Chyna with the two-gun salute right to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Well, Stone Cold, he can't let that. Well, he can't let that go down. He can't let that go down. Stunner to the ninth wonder. And the two-gun salute from Stone Cold. And Triple H pulling his girl toy out of the ring. So Stone Cold Steve Austin just stunned a woman in the middle of the ring. And he's your good guy going into WrestleMania? That's your role. He's not a role model. He should be wearing the WWF Championship. Austin's got a mic for some reason. Just to say, oh, hell yeah. All right. Thanks. Austin's got the pattern down. You hit all four corners. You hit all four sides of the ring with the salute and all other stuff. He's got the championship. He's got the championship stuff down, and it's so natural. It's not somebody playing a pro wrestler. It's a pro wrestler. He ain't mizzing it up. He's an actual pro wrestler. Stunner by Stone Cold, middle of the ring, Road Dogg. Stunner again to Billy Gunn. He still wasn't through. Kick to the midsection. Stunner to Chyna. That's a hell of a jaw to Jack too, son. Oh, the double gun salute. Austin couldn't let that. Austin, oh, well, shit, son of a bitch. I can't let that go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we kicked it. Down. That's a hell of a jaw to Jack. Austin's shoulder must be fucked up. All right, so it's the end of this production. I think that's going to be the end of our little watch along for right now. Tomorrow, around the same time, we're going to be doing the same thing, if I can help it. It's going to be No Way Out 2000, since there was no Way Out in 1999 because St. Valentine's Day happened to fall on a Sunday that year, so they did a pay-per-view St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which we could do because it was a decent pay-per-view, but it doesn't fit in with the theme of no way out, of being trapped. There's no way out of your home right now because of... There's no way out of your home right now because of that. So, that which can't be named. So, tomorrow, around the same time, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies, tell your friends with benefits, tell whoever the fuck you want to tell. We're going to be trying this again, maybe with a little bit more promotion next time. No Way Out 2000. I can't remember anything about that No Way Out except for Rock versus Big Show. And, Triple H versus Foley in the Cell. That actually should be really good. Now that I think about that, now that I remember that, that should actually be really good. Because I really like that match. That should be good. Damn, that should be good. All right, party people. Get yourself, don't drive yourself crazy. If you're running out there, support your Uber and Lyft drivers. with extra tips, you non-tipping mofos, because y'all motherfuckers seem to not want to tip at all, and you should, because we're not making that much money, so please help out whenever you can. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow when I see you. And as always, salud.